elections in Ghana, but stressed that criticism is not a threat to the judiciary. It is a sign of public trust. Channel One News' presidential correspondent Akusia Oche reports.
So help me God.
The swearing-in ceremony marked the official appointment of 21 Court of Appeal judges, further strengthening the country's judicial system. President John Mahama acknowledged the growing public scrutiny of judicial decisions, but says such criticism should not be viewed as a threat to the judiciary.
Criticisms of judgments is not the end of hope. It is the evidence of hope. It shows that Ghanaians still believe in the courts, that justice still matters, and that verdicts have meaning in their lives. What we must guard against is cynicism, the corrosive belief that the courts no longer serve the people, but only the powerful in society. To rebuild trust, our courts must demonstrate in word and deed that justice is not compromised by status, wealth, or political convenience. So to you, our new justices, I say, let your judgments not silence criticism, but inspire confidence in our people.
The president also expressed pride in the increased female representation among the newly appointed justices.
I'm quite proud of this batch of appeal court justices because, and the reason is that out of 20, we have 9 women. The affirmative action law says 30% of appointments. This one will be beating 30% by far.
For some of these judges, their elevation had been long overdue.
If you look at the order, I was the second. To say somebody is packing, to me, I think we've been there even for too long. It's not a matter of, packing the court, but I believe that each one of them, about 21 of us, have his own competencies, has his own, the strength that they come up with. So I wouldn't say, if you look at the number of cases and the backlog that we are all, saying that cases delay, ostensibly there's a need for us to ensure that judges come on board at all the levels.
The minority in Parliament is demanding Minister Sam George over what they describe as his poor handling of the DSTV pricing negotiations. According to the minority, the minister failed to deliver on the 30% reduction in DSTV subscription fees he promised. They insist the revised packages from multi-choice operators of DSTV do not reflect any meaningful relief for consumers.
Adopting an arbitrary decision-making posture, the minister is also denying regulators, such as the NCA, the opportunity to perform their work according to law, which clearly threatens the growth of this sensitive industry. His actions also signal a breach of the President's Code of Conduct that requires candor and respect to all persons. Fellow Ghanaians, for this display of ineptitude, incompetence, and penchant for deceit, we of the minority demand that 1, the minister render an unqualified apology to Ghanaians for the waste of the nation's time and resources on this venture. 2, we call on him to account for the fines levied on DSTV. And 3, we deem him unfit to continue as the minister for this strategic ministry of communication, digital technology, and innovation, and therefore call on him to resign, or for His Excellency the President to fire him.
Now to some breaking news, where RT Group, a leading textile and apparel manufacturer at Adabraka, near the graphic press in Accra, is on fire. Personnel from the Ghana National Fire Service are on the scene battling the blaze, with 7 appliances dispatched to contain it. My colleague Fauzi Masaudu is at the scene with more updates. Fauzi, thank you very much for joining us. What is the current state of the fire?
Thank you very much, and I'm coming to you live from the Free Zones Enclave here in Kingsway within Accra Central. The reason for our visit, we know that earlier this evening there was a news about an outbreak of a fire precisely at this warehouse where I'm situated. Behind me you could see thick smoke and the place is completely dark. We understand it is part of measures by power authorities to ensure that the fire does not spread to an extent. But there is an emergency crew present here. Firefighters are also doing their best to at least contain the fire for now. I would want to engage the representatives of the fire, the Ghana National Fire Service at the scene to better understand what the situation is and what they intend to do moving forward. Good evening, sir. You're live on the ChannelOne Newsroom.
Okay, good evening.
Please, your name.
By the way, it's Assistant Chief Officer 1, Osmondano, Deputy Director for Operations.
Okay. All right. Tell us, what time did the fire service hear, of this outbreak?
Well, we had a district call at 16:12. So we dispatched our tender here at 16:14. And then at 16:19, they were already here. So we came here and we've been fighting the fire. We realized we need more pumps. So at the moment, as we speak, we have about 8 pumps here, including our tentable that are fighting the fire.
8 pumps. Show that to mean your challenges, the initial challenges in dousing this fire has been mitigated?
I can say yes. At the moment, we had the fire confined. Probably the next thing we'll be considering it under control. But as you can see, the dousing has really done a lot of work here. So the fire is really down. And maybe in the next few minutes, we'll be given under control. Yeah.
What has been the challenge with this particular incident? I mean, we know that you have dealt with series of fires, even in this year alone, or even if you like in this month. But given into consideration the items that were contained in the warehouse, how different does that make to your efforts in dousing same?
Sure. Let me say that we found out that the warehouse was containing woolen carpets and some turpentine and all that kind of a thing. Turpentine is considered as a flammable liquid, so we had a challenge of it coming up after, and then we also have a challenge of getting access into the warehouse, because the warehouse, as you can see, we have just one big entrance here, and then that is it. So we have to bring in the turntable ladder. The turntable ladder can go up there and try to fight the fire from the top. What we also tried to do was that there was a hotel right behind that. So we're trying also to salvage the hotel. We were protecting it from the other side. It will not spread to the other side to the hotel. Okay, so we'll be able to do that. We're able to salvage that part of it. And now we are here trying to douse what is left, that I will be done with that.
All right. Thank you very much. Mr. Nisao, I would also want to engage you. Mr. Nisao, you are, yes. So I just want to find out, do we have any reports on the casualty?
Oh, for now, there's no any reported casualty. Yes.
On casualty as yet?
No, we don't have any casualties yet. Yes.
So what's next for the fire service with this one?
Oh, just like Deputy Director is saying, as we speak, the fire, we have brought it under control. And then the next stage is to declare that fire finally was extinguished. We do our salvaging, continue with our investigations, and then get the report ready.
Your men are also safe, I want to believe.
Oh, for now, there's no any reported casualty. We thank God for this one.
How long is this likely to completely?
As for firefighting, it's dynamic. It can take us the next 1 hour or 30 minutes to leave here. It can also take us 3 days to 1 week to still be here, depending on the changing events as the risk assessment progresses. So I will not be able to tell you exactly when, but I can tell you that the effort we are making, you will see good results soon.
Do we know the cause of the fire?
No, it's under investigation. We have deployed plainclothes firemen and women here who are underground and fishing out information, and we will soon put that to you. You also know that one.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Eno, if you can hear me, we've been coming to you live from the Free Zones Enclave here in Kingsway, Accra Central. The news here is that a fire has gutted properties worth thousands of Ghana cedis at a warehouse in the enclave.
Fauzi, thank you very much for that update. Stories now. Residents of Damongo can now move about freely at night following the restoration of streetlights in the Savannah regional capital. The repairs were undertaken after ChannelOne News highlighted the risks posed by the lack of lighting in January and July 2025. Prior to the intervention, the community endured frequent accidents and robberies that left residents living in fear. With the lights restored, both motorists and pedestrians say they feel safer on the roads.
Some residents have expressed gratitude to ChannelOne News for drawing attention to their plight. They say the restored lights now give them peace of mind to move around after dark. Local authorities have also pledged to continue improving security and basic infrastructure in the municipality.
We used to have a whole town being dark for a very long time. That used to have a very negative effect on the youth in the Damongo municipality. To this extent, there were a lot of social vices that were going on because of the darkness. But I think because the community cried out, the government in place and the MC, in conjunction with the regional minister, had ensured that the town has come back to light.
Hafiz Sumaila, Assembly Member for Dase Electoral Area, and Inusa Karim, Assembly Member for Atributu Abenga Kura Electoral Area, thanked ChannelOne News for its role in the restoration works.
For we living in darkness, I would say it's been a long while, and thanks being to God, and also with their effort, and then the little that we are also pushing, following your story. That has made it possible for us today, and as everyone can see, I'm standing in the light as we are talking this evening.
As you can see now, the main street of the town is fully bright, and commuters and pedestrians are moving on without any panic and fear right now.
Some traders also expressed joy, saying an improved lighting has made it easier for customers to see and stop to buy their products.
When the light wasn't there, we were on our phone lights to sell. But now that the light has come, we thank every person.
Drivers noted that poor visibility at night had long been a challenge. With the street light back in place, they say they can now drive confidently and safely at any hour.
At first, you'll be passing, maybe a small child will be by the roadside, you won't see the child. At times, some motors will have no lights, you won't see them. I think bringing the light now is really helping.
Now, it's like since the street light has been fixed, it has really helped us a lot, because at first our work was very risky when you are driving on the road. But currently, as it stands, now that the street light has been fixed, the whole place is very decent. So it has really helped us a lot.
Authorities say restoring all faulty...
Executive Seth Sabase Wonobanini assured residents that repair works would commence soon. However, months later, all 9 traffic light systems in the municipality remain out of service.
Traffic light there. And you can say we see umbrella, traffic light now blocking on.
I've fallen a victim twice, and then the first one was a car, the second was a motorbike.
Authorities have since explained that the delay is due to financial constraints. The Member of Parliament for the area, Felix Nako Yogokuno, told ChannelOne News during a meeting with traders and local leaders that about 10 million Ghana cedis is needed to fully restore the traffic light systems.
When the technical team from the roads came here, they made mention of stalls, containers, sitting on their main equipment or the operational equipment or their motor. And from their assessments, it would take us about 10 million Ghana cedis to fix that thing.
Meanwhile, traders in Kasso's Central Business District have raised concerns about rising insecurity, citing an increase in burglary and mobile phone snatching. They are calling on authorities to step up protection in the markets.
When we close our shops and go to our various roads, the patrol team doesn't go to where shops are. They always patrol on the main street. but the thieves to hide themselves within the shops and do their operation.
In response, the MP assured that adequate measures will be rolled out to improve security in trading areas.
Personally, I would also write to the regional command office so that they can know particular areas they can deploy their people to. Then we can also enforce it with some task force to also augment with the security.
For the Channel One Newsroom, I am Akwesi Ado, Kaswa Central Region.
Channel One Newsroom on Channel One TV. Still to come. Government raises cocoa producer price by 400 Ghana cedis per bag. We have the details shortly. Do stay.
Bag of cocoa that they sell, specialty cocoa board, and I think it's some good news for them because they've been calling for this. Yes.
Give us the details.
Okay. Now, effective Friday, October 3, 2025, cocoa farmers across Ghana will earn an additional 400 Ghana cedis for every 64-kilogram bag of cocoa. This marks a 12.27% increase from the 3,225 Ghana cedi announced in August. With the latest adjustment approved by the Producer Price Review Committee chaired by Finance Minister Dr. Kasiala Tuforsen, cocoa farmers will now receive 3,625 Ghana cedis per bag. The following report has more details. This marks the second price increase in the current cocoa season. The new rate, approved by the Producer Price Review Committee, chaired by the Finance Minister Dr. Kasiala Tuforsen, aims to keep Ghana's farm gate price competitive after Cote d'Ivoire raised its price on October 1. Announcing the review, Dr. Forsen said the adjustment reflects changes in government forecasts.
We are pleased to announce a new producer price to take effect from tomorrow, Friday, the 3rd October 2025. It is my singular honor to announce that on the basis of the changes that we have affected to the forecast, the government has taken a decision to increase the producer price of cocoa to 3,625 Ghana cedis per bag, or 58,000 Ghana cedis per ton. This simply means that per every bag purchase, the cocoa farmer is getting 400 Ghana cedis additional.
Dr. Kasiala Tuforsen also noted that the review will help improve farmers' livelihoods.
For the average Ghanaian farmer, they are getting 400 Ghana cedis extra. So if you are to sell 10 bags of cocoa, you are getting 400 times 4, which is how much? 4 million. So it's 4,000 Ghana cedis for that farmer that is going to produce 10 bags, 40 million old Ghana cedis. In the same vein, if you are to do 20 bags, you are going to get 80 million old Ghana cedis, or 8,000 Ghana cedis. That is what translates to the cocoa farmer. And this is coming at a time that prices of goods and services are also coming down. So the purchasing power of the cocoa farmer has to not only been enhanced, but their cost of living has also been enhanced.
Now, Ghana is urging the European Union to lift the yellow card warning over illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing. Fisheries Minister Emilia Arthur says significant reforms and stronger enforcement measures have been rolled out to address the EU's concerns. Daniel Sakiti has more in this report.
The Minister for Fisheries and Aquaculture, Emilia Arthur, made the appeal at the launch of Pillar 1 of the West Africa Sustainable Ocean Programme, a joint initiative by the EU and government agencies to strengthen ocean governance and combat illegal fishing.
On behalf of the Government of Ghana and the Ministry of Fisheries and Aquaculture, I wish to express our deep appreciation to the European Union for once again funding this initiative and for selecting Ghana as one of the beneficiary countries under WhatsApp. The EU's commitment to sustainable oceans and fisheries management has been instrumental in bringing this vision to life, and we look forward to a fruitful partnership that transforms ideas to impactful action as well as EU lifting the yellow card ban on Ghana, because we have done everything. And so, Ambassador, I'm telling them about the EU yellow card and how we have worked very hard to meet all the issues that were raised, including passing a new law. You have no idea how hard we worked to get the new law passed.
But the EU ambassador to Ghana, Rune Skinnyback, insists more concrete action is required before a decision can be made.
I'm completely with the minister. We want the yellow card to be lifted. We want trade to normalize between the Ghana and the EU. For that to happen, we need to see now real action on the ground. The non-compliance issues have to be addressed. The enforcement issues have to be addressed. But the good news is that the framework is in place. So we are all very helpful that together we can convince Brussels that it is now time to give Ghana a third chance.
Government is hoping that with this program, ocean governance will be strengthened and illegal fishing activities will be put to a halt. For Channel One Business, I am Daniel Sakiti.
Let's now check how the local currencies perform. And that's all for Channel One Business. I am Netili Ajumawura. Back to you, no?
Thank you very much, Netili. Let's do some other stories now. Government has held a awarding ceremony for the first batch of beneficiaries under the Ajumawura program following its launch in April. At the event, Minister for Youth Development and Empowerment, George Opariado, called for increased investment to expand the program's reach. Channel One News' Sarah Pia reports.
The ceremony officially ushers in the maiden cohort of participants under the Ajumawura program, marking a major milestone in its rollout. The initiative, a flagship under the Mahama administration, seeks to establish 10,000 youth-led businesses annually by equipping participants with entrepreneurial skills and providing access to funding. Minister for Youth Development and Empowerment, George Opariado, appealed for an increase in seed capital to allow more young people to benefit from the program.
Following an extensive application process that yielded 120,000 submissions, only 10,000 could be selected. And Madam Vice President, I make a passionate appeal to your office. Please tell His Excellency that that 100 million he allocated this year was good. But we believe strongly as young people that if we were given more, we'll be able to deliver more and many more young lives will be transformed.
Vice President Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, who delivered the keynote address, assured that the selection process for the first cohort was transparent. She praised the National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Program for managing the initial 100 million Ghana Cedi Seed Fund, describing calls for additional funding as timely.
And I hear the plea for more funds. I have no doubt that what has been allocated is already being used so judiciously, and therefore it justifies asking for more.
Government today organized a matriculation and onboarding ceremony for the first set of beneficiaries of the Ajumawura program. Reporting for Channel One News, Sarah Apia.
Some residents along the Nima Paloma storm drain are demanding ongoing construction works. With just 3 months left to meet the project's original deadline set in 2024, residents fear delays could worsen flooding risks as the rains continue. Channel One News' Ajumawura Akenteng reports.
Communities within the Odor River Basin, including Adabraka, Asylum Down and Circle, have long suffered perennial floods whenever it rains. One of the worst incidents, the June 3rd disaster near the Kwame Nkrumah interchange, claimed hundreds of lives and destroyed property. In response, governments rolled out interventions to manage flood-prone areas. In 2024, the Ministry of Works and Housing cut sword for the Nima Paloma storm drain project, and this was done under the Garrett project, which is supposed to check some of the major drains here and help mitigate flooding in these areas. Now, since this particular project began, it was predicted that it would be completed within 18 months. Now, we're currently in the 15th month, and the residents here are concerned that the contractor may not finish this project within the stipulated timeline. Currently, work is ongoing around Circle, but residents along other sections of the storm drain feel left behind and fear the situation could escalate if rains persist.
2015, we had our worst flood, and that was the Accra floods of 2015, the June 3rd floods. In my home, we had six feet of water, okay, destroying property, equipment worth thousands of cedis. So looking at what is going on here, especially the excavation just down from here, 300 meters from here, across the ring road in Asylum Down, I see another potential for flooding. I've been monitoring. Frankly, I have not seen any work going on, okay? And it's a worry because no one knows when the next rain is coming.
When it rains here or from here to getting to Ariza Coast place, here or flat. Even if I'm standing, it can reach my chest here. It's not easy. But I think they are coming to do something better. But not knowing they are messing up the place.
When it rains, the water comes from all the way Circle, and then from Ring Road Central, Nima, and then Klole Kwati. So it all comes to this gutter before it flows down to the sea. So anytime there is any heavy rainfall, you realize that because of the nature of the gutter, there is always flood.
They've come to start the construction. Some people are complaining. Why are they complaining? Before they even came to start the construction, we were told in no uncertain terms that people will be affected. And this little gutter, people who have, shacks around the place are complaining. Complaining for what? They stole the excavators. They've stolen the brain boxes on the excavators. They came and fixed them 2 days or 3 days ago. I mean, where is our sense?
Channel One News spoke to project officials to understand the cause of the delay.
During the rainy season, any time it rained, the contractors had to spend a lot of time to pump the water out of the construction area and also clean the place because a lot of solid waste are usually washed into the space. And the pumping of the water and the cleaning of the place anytime it rained also contributed to the delay that we experienced. And anybody who is familiar with the resettlement or compensation payment process under the World Bank system will tell you that it's not a simple issue, it's a very lengthy process.
Project officials admit delays mean the 18-month timeline is now at risk with only 3 months of work completed so far.
Because of the three factors that I explained earlier, it is practically impossible for us to complete the work within the 18 months stipulated time. That is impossible. But what usually happens is that a month or two to the expiration of the original contract date, the contractors will apply for extension.
Aside the potential flood risk that this situation holds, residents are also faced with other health-associated risks from the breeding of mosquitoes, generation of rodents, and the pungent smell that comes here that residents who live in this area have to deal with every blessed day. They're calling on government to immediately address this situation so that the livelihood in this area can be improved. Reporter for Channel One News, Ejibi Wiafe Akintin.
Education think tank Africa stressed that the success of Ghana's curriculum depends not only on classroom teaching but also on community acceptance. The group noted that while teachers may instill values such as respect, empathy and self-discipline, these lessons are unlikely to take root if communities fail to reinforce them. This call was made during the presentation of research findings on its gender transformative review of the standards-based curriculum as government prepares to review the curriculum. Africa Education Watch recommended that government, through the National Council for Curriculum and Assessment, prioritize broad community engagement, particularly with traditional and cultural leaders, to ensure the effective implementation of values education.
curriculum is not just about the content of the curriculum. It has more to do with how the teacher teaches the content or the curriculum, and how the community also accepts what has been taught in school. And so if a teacher teaches good values like assertiveness, self-discipline, respect, empathy, and the community doesn't support that, it is not likely the curriculum will succeed. The lifestyle of all Ghanaians today mirrors what our curriculum in the past decades have produced, because we all went through the education system. So it's important that the positive things we want to promote, we must begin to mirror whatever we want to see at the community level. Our recommendation to the government is that if it's really intentional in promoting values education through this ongoing curriculum review at the basic level, government will have to invest through NACA in having extensive community engagement, especially with cultural stakeholders.
This is still the Channel One Newsroom with me, Inu Safu. Still to come.